start here. Welcome, my name is Jennifer Krudbos, and this is a skincare class where you're basically going to learn about how to take care of your skin naturally, how to make it glow. So I'll start with who I am. We'll jam for like half an hour here, and if you're hopping on live, please say hello, let me know you're here, and you can write me your questions and I'll take a look at them at the end. So I love my skin now. I used to have really horrible skin though, starting at age 10. I remember getting pimples. I remember like a kid in my class being like, "Why do you have bumps all over your forehead?" And I would use this horrible, I don't know if anyone who was born in the 80s used, I don't even know what it was called. Well, there was Spectrogel that we were all using in high school, but then there was this like light green with a dark green cap, like cream that I would wash my skin with. Then I remember in high school and university using lots of benzoyl peroxide, which would dye or bleach my sheets. I don't know if you remember that. And then there was Tazorac, which was, it would peel. I forget what's in it, but it would basically peel the layers of your skin. So the trick was to not use too much, or it would really, really peel to the point that I would have this like fuzz of like peeled skin around my chin. It was really horrible. And I remember in university, my boyfriend at the time had done like a year abroad in Sweden, and I went to go visit him. We hadn't seen each other in like 4 months, and I was like all excited, and the air from the plane had like dried out my skin so much. So unbeknownst to me, I like just had this like flaking skin coming off, and I was like, "Oh, why don't you give me a kiss off the plane?" So I've had horrible skin. Then I finally even went on Accutane, which was a very, very harsh drug that I had to go in for blood tests every month to make sure I wasn't pregnant, because it would actually kill the fetus. Looking back, I can't believe that I was doing that, which did make a bit of a difference. But then around my menstrual cycle, I would still get huge breakouts and pimples and whiteheads and all the good stuff. So really struggled with my skin. So I know what that was like. And it would just have sort of uneven tone. It wouldn't be good. And then I even went, not because I was like so passionate about skincare, but I mean, who knows where our subconscious leads us, but I ended up working in dermocosmetics with some fantastic brands at the time. And I did learn quite a bit about the beauty industry. And I was with a very clean brand. I was with La Roche-Posay, which I still stand behind. It's a beautiful, clean product, but it was owned by a larger company, and a lot of those other products weren't necessarily as clean, let's say. And I started learning a lot about skincare. I even went to France and had conferences with dermatologists and was going to all the latest research in skincare. And then I started to get really into learning about natural skincare, and that was around the time I became a yogi and started teaching yoga and left the corporate world. And around that time, that was like 2012, that I read this book, hi Catherine, which is There's Lead in Your Lipstick, and the foreword's by David Suzuki. Our toxic chemical exposure is nothing short of calamity. This book is essential to understanding what is at stake and how to make healthier choices every day for the planet and for our families. That quote is by David Suzuki on the cover. And I started really understanding and integrating that our skin is our largest organ, and what we're putting on it is affecting our whole body. It can be affecting our hormones. A lot of what we put on our skin can be endocrine disruptors. And it's really not good. And in Canada, in North America, actually, there are 142 ingredients that are actually banned in the EU. But for some reason, our the way that that our society is, we sort of get to be the guinea pigs for 30 years and then see if anything is really bad, then it will get banned. It's sort of trial and error, where other countries have different approaches. And the way that a lot of companies will get around putting toxic chemicals into our face care and our skin care is by labeling it as perfume. And then under perfume, that can be an umbrella label for tons of things that are really horrible for our skin. So you really want to get smart about what's affecting your skin and find other ways to take care of it. So today I'm going to present to you what I do, how I take care of my skin, and a really holistic approach that I love. And I am not an expert in this field. I'm not a registered nutritionist, or I'm not even a dermatologist. This is just what the research that I've done and what works well on my body. And I always encourage you to be informed and be empowered. We live in the era of Google. You can Google everything. So look things up for yourself. Don't just blindly even follow what I'm going to tell you. Be smart, be empowered, and learn what you can. So the foundation that I use is not like skin foundation, but the system and the way that I approach my skincare starts with, and this is an approach to wellness that doTERRA, the essential oils that I use, part of their mission is to really teach how to take care of your health in a very holistic way. So they start with the foundation of everything being eating right. Okay. I'll go into each one of these. And then the next one is exercising and movement, which is a huge part of my life. Rest and manage stress on top of that. Reduce toxic load, so the toxicity around you, like getting rid of these chemicals. Informed self-care and proactive medical care. So let's start right at the bottom here. Eating right. So number one thing for your skin, hydrate, drink water. I always have, I left my metal water bottle at the boxing gym this morning, so I'm using a mason jar today. I'll go get my bottle tomorrow. But I usually have a metal bottle, and I have 1 drop of peppermint in it, and sometimes 1 drop of wild orange. And it just makes me want to drink water, opens my airways, it gets me feeling really good. It gets me feeling just focused and relaxed, because a huge part of skincare is your how you're feeling, your stress. We'll get to that one. But so the foundation is drinking water. And then antioxidants, and so dark leafy greens. Get a lot of those in your diet. Kale, spinach, Swiss chard. Just eat as many veggies as you can as a baseline. And now that I'm 35, I'll notice if I do go out for a night and I eat lots of like salty restaurant food, and the other night we even went out for some ice cream afterwards, which I don't normally do. The next morning, I could like see my face was just, en français, c'est magané. It was just like not good. I learned that actually from one of the Parisian people that I was working with. She's like, magané. And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, not beautiful face. So you sort of feel it. And when you sort of get to your mid-30s, you can't kind of go out and just eat crap food. It will show up on your face right away. So your skin is showing you what's going on in your body. So leafy greens, lots of water, nutrient-dense whole foods. And what I use from doTERRA, which has really transformed my skin, is part of their Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is the Alpha CRS and the E Omega. And this one is the regular one, which has marine and land, what's it called, omegas. But you can also get a vegan one. Sometimes I do the vegan, sometimes I don't. I do sort of experiments to see if I'll feel different. I usually do the vegan one, which will have a mixture of flaxseed and walnuts. So those omega-3s, however you can get those into your diet, and you'll notice a difference right away, not only in your skin, but in your hair and your nails. It's all connected. So getting on the Lifelong Vitality Pack made a huge difference in my in my skin. Just everything cleared up, and I just didn't get breakouts as much, even when I was menstruating around my cycle. There's actually food nutrient complex in the alpha CRS. You have the frankincense, which we'll talk about. You have the turmeric, B12, just things that your body needs. So much of your skincare is just your overall health. So that's the eating right. Next is the exercise and movement. So these days, if some of you are following me, you've seen that since March, I've started boxing quite often. I'm boxing about twice a week and doing like a high intensity interval training once a week. And I just personally needed that in my movement practice. I needed to sweat. I needed to get some yang movement going because I'd been very yin. I'd been doing lots of yoga for many years, and I just felt that it was a little bit unbalanced, is a little bit too slow. So that's really working for me. But listen to your body, listen to what you need. Often on the days when I don't do that, just like a long walk, a long bike ride, something that is fun now that it's summer, something that gets you outside, but let it be playful. And that's why I did boxing, because I had just been going to the gym, but I was really getting very bored. I just wanted something fun that would light me up. And some of you may know I do a lot of work with teens with eating disorders. So when I had this this desire to just want to get stronger and tone up, I got nervous because going into that, this is a bit of a tangent, but going into working out harder and watching what I'm eating, I'm like, I don't want to fall into becoming obsessive or into eating disorder mode. And my coach who I was working with just said, okay, well, what signs would tell you that you're going back into that mode or going into that way of thinking? Because I really want to demonstrate body love and self-love and, as you know, the ultimate health to the teens and the kids I work with. So I said, well, I would know that I had a unhealthy relationship with exercise and food if I was working out to exhaustion, or if I was skipping meals, or binging and purging. She says, okay, well, if you do any of those things, then that's a sign that you need to check yourself and pivot, which I really love. So I say that to you, if you have any sort of history of like over dieting or any issues with body image things, start to learn to trust yourself and know that you can play and push yourself and do things that are fun, and you'll have a sense of when it's not healthy. I hope that makes sense. So find movement that works, definitely 3 times a week minimum, where you're just moving your body somehow is ideal. And then that will go into rest and manage stress, because the more you're moving, the more you're outside, the easier it's going to be to sleep and rest. So for resting, get rid of your digital devices. I've started this amazing meditation thanks to my friend Julie Como. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I have a second book on my table, actually, so you can see how it's spelt. This is the second book, Becoming Supernatural, but it's probably flipped backwards, so I'm sorry. It's Dr. Joe, Dispenza. And his first book is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. On his website, Dr. Joe Dispenza, you can find these meditations. The ones that I'm doing are $6. They are amazing. And I'm listening to them before bed and first thing in the morning. And I'm just sleeping really, really well. And that might be almost the biggest thing for skin, just that being able to let go of stress. I now really prioritize managing my stress. I really prioritize like getting my ass into a restorative yoga class once a week so I can really drop down deep. I prioritize my meditation every day, just something to release it. And I see it on my face. And honestly, even up until like 6 months ago, I would still get a couple breakouts around my cycle, my menstrual cycle. And now I don't, like, at all. And it's kind of funny because I'm waiting for it because it's going to kind of tell me when I'm going to start day one. And like now I don't know, it like comes out of the blue. So it will show up on your face. Find mindfulness practices. I have some on my website if you just want some free ones. They're 10 minutes, jennifercrudeboss.com. But there's tons out there. Yoga Nidra as well, just something that gets you into, it's an alpha wave brain state or brainwave. So we're usually in beta, doing things high stress. You want to get into alpha. So things that can help you rest. Now the oils that I use, and this is where it gets so cool, because the oils that I'm going to show you today to actually put on your skin, I've specifically selected one that also have an impact in helping you feel rested and relaxed and release stress. So for those of you that don't know, I'm pretty obsessed with essential oils, with doTERRA essential oils especially. I'm even a wellness advocate for them. And I use them a lot in my complementary care with all the work that I do and in my personal life. So most of you probably know what they are, but just in case you don't, they're basically the aromatic volatile compounds of plants. The same way when you juice vegetables, the fiber separates from the juice. It's kind of similar with essential oils, although instead of a juicer, it's steam distillation. So a lot of fiber comes away to leave a little bit of oil. And what's in the oil is what protects the plant from environmental threats and bacteria and so forth. So we're from nature, plants come from nature. So what works really well in the plant, what's protecting the plant, is also going to protect and work on our bodies. And when I talk about oils, I'm really not like choose oils over pharma or over Western medicine. It's not that. It's really a complementary care. And even my mom, who worked in endocrinology research for many years in London, who I thought would be the biggest skeptic, was like, well, Jen, even in the pharmaceuticals that we use, at one point it came from a plant. So this is just medicine in its most pure form. And it really impacts our olfactory center, which has to do with our emotions. And they're very antibacterial and they're antioxidant. So they really help our skin. And I won't go into too much science because it can take away from what will really empower you guys today, which is how to use them, right? You don't need to know the details of how to use a light bulb. You just want to get the benefits from it. So that's what we'll focus on today. And if you do want more scientific research and questions, I will link a couple articles for those, for the science geeks on the call. So for resting and manage stress, lavender and frankincense are my number one for both of these things and for my skin. So the number one way that I'll use lavender is in my diffuser. I have my diffuser going beside me right now. I have one here in my sort of living room kitchen area and one beside my bed. If you don't have a diffuser, you can just drop a drop on your pillow. And frankincense, which is amazing for your skin. If you're going to get one oil, one pure oil for your skin, get frankincense. It's just amazing. It's antioxidant. It makes your skin radiant. It is really calming. It's really good for, say I get calm just thinking about it, with neural support. You can look up articles of how it's used as complementary care for big diseases. And it's actually quite an expensive oil. Usually this will retail for over $100 Canadian. And that's because it comes from only hot desert climates. We get ours from Somalia. And it's a very involved process to get the frankincense. You have to cut the tree and the resin comes out. Then you have to let the resin harden. Then you have to steam distill it. And it has to be done in a very intentional, thoughtful manner to keep the tree alive and not over tap the tree. So if you ever go into a pharmacy or a dollar store or an Amazon and you see frankincense, like a 50 milliliter frankincense for $20, you know that it is fake and it's really not a good idea to put it on your skin. Why are you putting things on your skin that you wouldn't ingest? right? Our body takes it all in. So just make sure that you're getting really pure oils, and doTERRA's oils are the purest that I've ever seen. So resting and managing stress, I'll use these two, and a blend today that I'm going to talk about called Immortelle, which has frankincense, Hawaiian sandalwood, and even rose in it, and myrrh and heraclism, which is amazing for any scars, any just any discoloration, breakouts. Like I said, there's my hair all over it because it's my bathroom. But they're very antibacterial, so they'll prevent you from getting any breakouts. And when you're using them, they help you feel really calm. My frankincense story, it's really interesting that when coming up on 3 years ago, when I started really getting into the oil, learning about essential oils, someone that I had met talked about how it helped her eyesight. And I'm a believer, but it sounded a little far-fetched. Like, how could the frankincense help her eyesight? And sure enough, I started using it on my fine lines. So one of the ways that I'll use it, I'll show you later, but I'll mix it with my moisturizer and rub it underneath my eyes. And when I went for my eye test, usually I'm 3.5 and I get worse. So I was expecting to be 3.75. And not only had I not gotten worse, I hadn't stayed the same. My eyesight had gotten better. So it's 3.25. It's not huge, but still, I thought it was pretty cool. And one of my friends heard that. She started putting frankincense and rosemary under her eyes 4 times a day, and her eyesight improved as well. So it's not like it's going to get you off of your contacts or glasses, but just think, if it's really so regenerating for your eyesight, what can it be doing for your skin? And I did notice that my skin is really a lot more radiant, and it looks really good. So these are the oils that will help me just rest and manage stress. Next is reducing toxic load, which is just really getting intentional about not having any chemicals anywhere around you. I mean, well, there are naturally occurring chemicals, synthetic chemicals, and toxic chemicals. So for instance, like, I'll even make my own deodorant. I have it here. Yes. So I make a deodorant out of, and it smells amazing. It smells so good. Out of coconut oil and baking soda and honey. Oh no, poor connection. It's just being paused. 1 second. I don't know if I can find somewhere better to go. Let's see if it helps if I stand up. Okay. So I might just have to continue on. I'll just continue, at least I'm recording for YouTube. So I will just continue doing that. Okay. Oh, it's back. Sorry, I paused for a second. So I was just saying that I will make my own deodorant. So I know that everything that's going on my body, on my skin, is natural and there isn't toxic load. Hi, Marianne, welcome. Same thing for my body skincare. I'll mostly just use doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil, and right after the shower, rub it in. And I've used like sesame seed oil or other things, but that can be a little bit too greasy. This actually goes on really, really light and silky. And I know that there's no other crap in it. It's just fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated means that the long lipid chains have been taken out. So even if this goes in the fridge, it will stay liquid. We've lost Facebook again, but I'll just keep going. And so the next part of the pyramid is informed self-care and then proactive medical care. So of course, just take care of your immune system. One of the oils I use for that is oregano and a blend that doTERRA makes called On Guard. Take care of your digestion using Digest Zen, which can certainly keep your digestion humming, feeling good, and then you're not feeling as stressed because our gut and our emotions are really connected. That's why they call our gut the second brain, because if we're stressed, we'll feel that in our tummy right away. So keeping our stomach and our digestion feeling good is helping us feel calm, which is helping our skin. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how I oil cleanse. I'm so sad that Facebook Live keeps going on and off. Well, so oil cleansing is something that I'll do in the morning, because when we use a cleanser, sometimes it can be too strong and it can actually take off the natural sebum that's on our skin, and then it sort of strips it away, and then our body is producing more sebum, and that skin on top that it's had the sebum strip away, those pores can then get clogged more easily. So I'll actually take fractionated coconut oil and rub it all over my skin. I'm going to do the oil cleansing now. Sorry, I know it keeps going on and off. So before I did this, I was terrified. I told you earlier in the call that I used to get tons of breakouts all the time. So putting oil on my skin was really, really scary, but it made amazing results, to the point that the summer after I started doing it, which was the summer of 2016, I came back to a wedding and everyone thought I was pregnant because my skin was really glowing. And I was like, no, I just started oil cleansing. It works really well. So a few drops of your carrier oil. Now, I use doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil. You can use any carrier oil. Jojoba is amazing for your skin. So is sunflower oil. They both, the sunflower oil has vitamin E in it. Then you'll take your essential oils. Now, if I were to just use this, yes, I would get pimples, because there's a little bit of antioxidants in that, but not enough. So then I'll add 1 drop of my frankincense. Wait, I have a more full bottle here. So much frankincense in this house. I'm a lucky girl. So 1 drop frankincense, then 1 drop lavender. My hands are clean. I cleaned them before the call. And then, believe it or not, I'm going to rub this up. I'll always start with 3 deep breaths. Because right away it's beginning to make me just feel amazing, and it melts my stress away. Then I'll start to rub this oil all over my face. So I put a little bit of concealer and makeup on today. So I'm rubbing it all over. Okay. So the idea here is really to massage it in. It feels so good. Rub it all over. Now, another thing that you could do, what I'll do at this point, is add a little bit of Immortelle. So this is a blend that doTERRA makes. It's not diluted, so you just need the tiniest bit. It smells amazing, and it has frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, heraclism, and rose. I'll use a tiny bit of that and rub it all over. I could have just done that, but I want to give you guys some different options here today. So I rub it all in. Okay. Now I have my clean washcloth. The thing with oil cleansing is that you go through about 14 or 7 washcloths a week, because you're using 1 per day. And that's really important. Do not reuse your washcloths. Use it once, put it in the washer. If you need more, just go buy some. It's a good investment. Then you would have it under really hot water. So I boiled some water before. It's gotten a little cool now. But ideally, this is like hot water from your tap. Sorry, can you see what I'm doing? So I put the cloth in it. Then I take the cloth and I will dab and dab and dab, and just sort of like very gently dab and rub the oil in. Just like that. It feels so good. Oh my God. This is really especially good to do in, yeah, I did have some makeup on. Look at that. It's especially good to do in Montreal, Canadian winters, because using a cleanser every day can, again, just like I said, strip the sebum away. So then you're done. So then it depends. If it's summertime, that might be enough. And I might just do a little bit of the Virage toner. So doTERRA actually makes a skincare line. Their Virage line is so clean. It's the cleanest I've ever found. So their toner is really nice because you can just spray it on. And it's really light. You could use a cotton pad, but I just use my fingers. And then I'm usually good to go from there. If it's winter and I feel like I need a little extra something, two things that I love. One is the Virage, which is just another, it has, again, the blend of frankincense, ylang ylang, amazing oils for your face in a base of fractionated coconut oil. So I'll put a little bit of that, then add a little bit more of the Immortelle, rub it on like that. I could add my moisturizer. You could add whatever moisturizer you use. doTERRA makes an amazing Virage moisturizer as well. So this is more winter when you really want a lot of stuff on your skin. Oh my God, it feels so good. So that's how you oil cleanse. It's really amazing. And it could be a really good practice to go and meditate after that, once you've had this, put this oil on your skin. And all of these oils, not only are they, protecting your skin and they're antibacterial, but they're also working on your emotions, on your cellular system. They're supporting other systems in your body. So they're really, really a gift. So some final other ways that you can use, I saw a question about pimples. I find when I'm doing this, I'm not getting breakouts anymore. But when I was getting breakouts, they make the tea tree oil in a base of fractionated coconut oil, and I'll just dab that on wherever I get a little pimple and rub it in. I use it, all of this, use the tiniest bit. It's so strong. Even when it's diluted, I find it quite strong for my skin. So you don't want to, it might get a little bit red if you put a little bit too much. So those are my suggestions. You can write your questions on here. I'll be answering them. And for those of you that are interested and want to know how to get doTERRA, their style is direct selling, so you can get them from somebody. So if you know someone, if you have a family member or a friend that is a wellness advocate, of course, go back to them. But if you don't, I can absolutely help you with that. And what is really exciting in May is that if you do a 200 PV order, PV is like doTERRA money and 1 PV is like $1 American. So if you do like a 200 American dollar order, you get Immortelle for free, which is amazing for balancing your hormones, as well as amazing for your skin, beautifying, calm, just supporting everything to do with, just being an emotional being in a body. It smells amazing, and it usually retails for $110. So you'll get this for free. So this is what I'm doing this month, and you can actually have the same prices as me. It's very easy to get wholesale with doTERRA. People, like my friends over the last couple of years, are like, what is this doTERRA thing that you're doing? Can I just buy it wholesale, or do I have to enroll? And I explained to them that it's the exact same thing. So if you want to get these oils wholesale, you could either pay $42 and then you get wholesale prices for the rest of your life, which is 25% off, or you can start with a kit. And a kit is, they'll be as big as the Every Oil kit, which is like $2,000, and it has all the oils that you want. Or you can go to smaller kits that have amazing collections. So I'll link all the kits here. Again, I'll say it again because the Facebook Live cut out for a second. All of you guys can get wholesale prices just like I do. There's two ways to get them. One is that you pay $42, which is like your membership, and then you get all your oils at 25% off, which is pretty rad. Or for those of you that want to save more, Costco styles, if you get in bulk, you save more money and you don't pay the $42. So what most people do is they start with a kit, and there are the main kits that I suggest to people are right here. So the Natural Solutions kit that comes with an amazing collection, over 20 oils, the hair care, the fractionated coconut oil that we looked at today, the natural soap, natural cleaner, the wooden box, that's for $600. Or you can get the 10 top oils that come with the petal diffuser. So there you actually get frankincense and lavender. And if you get either of these, you're getting the Immortelle thrown in for free. So I'll just tell you about those ones so that you can get it. Oh, and then also the essential aromatics. So if you want to get a diffuser, the petal diffuser, which is right here. Can you see it? Ooh, which is going, you can get this diffuser with a collection of oils, and you get the Immortelle for free. And the other kit that you can get with that is the Essential Aromatics kit, which is a really beautiful collection of the Motivate, Cheer, Passion, Forgive, really amazing oils to work on your moods and your emotions, which is, as I described in the class, will have an impact on your skin, will have an impact on your breakouts, on even your fine lines. So it's really taking care of yourself from the inside out. And then once you get that, you get the Immortelle for free, which you can then use in your oil cleansing and just taking care of your skin, getting that plant goodness on. So if there are any questions, I'll stay on for a moment or two to answer them. Then I'll link the studies and link info. And if any of you want to get those oils, I'll give you the link to do that as well. Any questions from you guys? You're all good? Okay, enjoy. Thanks for joining. And I'll see you next Wednesday with another topic, TBD, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here to jam with you guys. Feel free to send me questions that you want me to answer, talk about.